Hi and welcome to Adventures with Flowers TV, the gardening show for busy women who are craving a quiet mind, a gorgeous garden and some time just for them. I'm Kendall Platt, the Mindful Gardening Coach, and I'm here to get you growing a garden that sets your heart on fire in the small pockets of time that you have available so that you can feel calmer, more connected and more confident as you grow. So today I'm going to be showing you how to prune your shrub roses so you can grow lots of gorgeous cut flowers in just 5 steps, and they're really simple, I promise. So let's get cracking, shall we? The first step is to prune all of the dead wood away from your roses. So what I mean by that, I'm going to cut this off and then I'm going to show you. Can you see here how this is still alive because it's green, but these bits at the top have died back? So we want to get rid of them. We're going to prune those off. We're just using secateurs here, and we are going to go over our plant. I've got a lovely shrub rose here, I think it's a roll dahl, David Austin, and I'm literally just cutting just above a bud, and I'm getting rid of all those dead pieces that are coming off here. Just going to keep going round, getting rid of all of the dead bits of wood, because the plant is putting energy into those pieces and it doesn't need to be because they're dead. So we'll just get rid of them. And they look pretty unsightly too. Now, whilst you're doing this, if you want to make it a little bit more mindful, make sure you are focusing in on your senses. So the feel of the secateurs in your hand, the little click they make when you snip. There we go. When we're busy and we don't have a lot of time, we can still hack our brains to make sure that we get the most out of our time in the garden. So activating our senses is a really, really powerful way to do this. Right, there we go. So I think I've got rid of most of the dead wood now. A couple more pieces there. It's like one of those things, you always see more pieces. Right, so once you've done that, the next stage then is diseased. So we're going to be looking for parts of the plant that are diseased. Now I'm going to snip a couple and I'm going to come and show you. Roses especially suffer from something that is called black spot. Now, I'm going to look here. I'm going to bring it over to you so you can see what I'm talking about. Can you see on the leaves here how you've got this kind of black, almost, oh, I've dropped it on the floor there. It's almost like a crosshatch. You can see the spores growing across the leaves. That is black spot. You can see them on all of the leaves. So they look like little spots, but when you look more closely, they're like little, you can actually see the fibres of the fungi growing there. So we want to get rid of these because they are going to weaken your rose. Now it's really important when you cut these stems off that you don't just drop them on the floor, and if any leaves fall off like that one did that you saw there, you pick it up and you put it in your compost, because it's really easy for black spot to spread not only to other parts of the plant but also to other plants in your garden, so other roses for example. So I'm just checking here. I have got quite a lot of black spot at the minute, but I'm just literally chopping above a bud, removing any of the black spot pieces. I'm trying to find some here if I can where the black spot is on the stem. Let's see, I don't really have any, which is good, but you can also sometimes find black spot right down the stems as well, which is obviously not ideal, because that shows that it's really got into the plant. So we're going to just keep going, removing anything that's got those telltale little black spots on, which I'll be completely honest with you, on this plant is quite a few different plants. If you are doing this in real time with me, feel free to pause me whilst you are doing your. So I'm just working my way around the plant, using my sense of sight, honing into all those pieces that might have that disease on it. This is a really great mindful activity. Your brain is quiet, it's not jumping around all over the place because you're really focusing on what you can see on the plant. So This is a really excellent mindful activity to really engage your senses and get around the order, which is what we're after, right? Okay, so I think pretty much getting there. You can see that I'm reducing the branches on this rose by quite a significant amount actually, to get rid of them all. Just take that guy down and this one as well. Now, the next stage is disinfect. So where we've been cutting the branches, we are going to have some of the spores of the black spot on the blades of our secateurs. There's nothing that we can do about that. That's how they spread. So it's really important at this stage, before we start cutting into a healthy wood on the plant, and certainly before we start pruning another rose, we're going to disinfect. Now, I've just got here some warm water with bleach in, and I am literally, I'm using like a scourer just to really get into all the nooks and crannies on here. Be careful because obviously these are sharp, and you're just really going to give it a scrub and a really good clean before you move on to the next stage. You might have noticed here that all of the stages begin with D, so I call this my 5 Ds method. So you've got remove the dead wood, then the diseased wood, now we're disinfecting. We've done that now, and the next stage then is to create a drink shape from your rose. And by that I mean, think of like a goblet, like a wine glass shape. So one of the reasons a lot of disease spreads in roses is because you can see all the growth in the middle here. There's not a lot of space for air to flow around the plant. So we really want to try and create that kind of goblet shape. So in order to do that, we're going to prune our stems back, and we are going to always cut to an outward facing bud. By that, I mean, if I just cut this here, I'll show you. So that was on the plant like that, okay? So we want, ideally, for the plant to grow outward. So if I cut above this one and left this intact, it would send a new shoot out that way, okay? And that would go inward. We don't want to do that because that's going to cause lots of crossing stems. It's going to mean that there's not air around the plant. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to cut here, and then the plant is going to put all of its energy into going, and that's going to be the strongest shoot. Yes, this one may still grow, but it's not going to be the leading shoot, which is what we're trying to get on there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to slowly work our way around the plant, always making sure that we have outward facing buds that we're going to prune to. This rose here, you might be able to see, has got a little bit out of control, where it's just got quite big and kind of flopping over. I actually don't mind that, because I think it adds a bit of something. What we're also going to do is we're going to remove any crossing stems. So where we've got stems that are kind of trying to fight with each other for space, we're going to remove one of them. So you can see here I've got quite a few crossing ones. So I'm going to be a bit canny here and remove some of them. He's a bit of a surplus guy anyway. I've managed to get attached to the rose, which of course is a bit of a hazard there. And you can see here these two are really crossing over, so I'm actually just going to snip that one off there, and that just allows a little bit more space for some of the plants to breathe a little bit. There. Move some of these lower stems. I'm going to snip that right down to the base actually. Right, so you're going to keep going there until you've got that kind of drink shape. Now, I am cutting these roses, or I'm going to want to cut these roses in the summer for use in bouquets. Okay, now it depends what you want the rose in the garden for. If you're going to leave all the flowers on the plant, then you will need to reduce the length of all the leftover stems by about a third, okay? Because what will happen is the plants, from wherever you cut them, the plant will start to grow. And what can happen, and has already happened with this rose, even though it was cut right back at the end of last season, it gets quite heavy and then they can flop over because the rose heads, especially on this plant, are very heavy. So you want to reduce the height by a third, but what I'm going to do, because I am growing them for use in arrangements, I want really nice, tall, thin stems. I'm going to cut my rose right back down to 30 centimetres from the ground, okay? So think of like a ruler at school, not very high at all. Now you might be looking at me and thinking, oh, that seems a bit bold. And it is quite bold, and it is a little bit scary, but I tell you now, what that will do is that will stimulate the plant to send up lots of nice straight stems that I can use in arranging. So I'm just going to step back in here, I'm going to go right down, I'm going to go 30 centimetres, and I'm going to go, oh, this is a chunky stem here. This is exactly what all the flower growers do, okay? So I don't want any of you know-it-alls jumping in the comments and telling me, oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm growing specifically, which I have had, usually white old men. I'm going to say that now. But yeah, I'm doing this because I specifically want to stimulate the plant to send up those shoots, okay? And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over the whole thing, and when I'm left, there will literally be a very small plant that looks like that. It looks really naked. It probably won't have many buds on it at all, I wouldn't have thought, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm cutting off all the new growth. But you need to do this right now, always around Valentine's Day, because that is when the plant is starting to come back into life, but it's not fully going yet, so you want to cut it back so it can suddenly have that burst of energy to get those nice stems growing, so you've got lovely blousy blooms ready for kind of end of May, early June time. So I hope that has been useful. I hope you've learned something. Do share with me in the comments if you are giving it a go, how you got on. If you've got any questions at all, pop them in the comments as well, and I will be delighted to help you. If you need any more support from me, I currently have 3 spaces to work with Create Your Dream Garden clients. This is my big one-to-one package. I also have space for 2 garden glow-ups this month. So if your garden and your mood need a glow-up, then you can absolutely come book one of those, and we can go through how to get some more colour in your garden. And last but not least, if you want a regular reminder of what to do in your garden and when, then come and join us over on Substack. Hope you're doing well. Have a great week. Bye.